What's going on, guys? My name is Chris Holochek, and this is another session of Holo Sessions. And today's topic is pain brings presence. Excuse me, my allergies a little intense today. Speaking of that, anytime you've been sick or you got an injury, a lot of times that forces us to sit still. And I got the idea of this video from Eckhart Tolle. Anybody who's read the book The Power of Now knows one of the chapters in the book talks about, pain forces presence onto you. And a lot of us, we try to avoid the pain. Like, we find any kind of vice we can to distract ourselves, whether it's food, alcohol, weed, caffeine, sex. Just about anything can be turned to an addiction. And an addiction is to prevent pain from happening or to avoid that. However, anybody knows that, all avoiding something or pain or anything in general does is it makes the problem worse deep down inside. Something's bottling up, then it's just going to get worse and worse unless you address it. And another inspiration for this video is dealing with a pinched nerve. I don't think I've dealt with that too often in my life, but it's definitely a weird feeling like the right arm is like numb at times, and you got pain in your neck. I know I got it from being a belly sleeper, and supposedly that's not the healthiest way to sleep, but that's always been the comfiest way for me for some reason. And that are on the side, and I guess that's not too good for the neck. And there's been times where I've woken up, with pain in my neck. The older you get, the more sleeping on the wrong side of the bed puts you out of commission. So now I guess it's just getting more and more intense the older I get. So I've I was trying to avoid that. It started happening, Thursday last week, so about a week ago. And I don't know, it just kept getting worse and worse. I tried working out with it. My arm would go numb while I'm lifting weights, but I'm like mind over matter, not thinking about it. But it got worse to the point where I'm like, okay, I got to do something about it. So I went to go to a chiropractor today and get checked out, and it's not too bad. They're able to get done within a few visits. I don't know, I've always had this avoidance of wanting to go to doctors. I've had some pretty bad experiences in the past where maybe they didn't fix a problem or they made it worse, and a lot of times doctors can be arrogant and act like they're better than you because they got a medical degree. And just, the whole big pharma stuff, that's a whole another rabbit hole to go down. But, just the pricing of medical procedures and pharmaceuticals. I've had some times where I've almost went bankrupt for, hospital expenses. So I naturally have a fear, I guess, of going to the doctor and getting that checked out for the reason of, they're going to try to make me spend all my money on medical stuff. But today I had to get past that. Like the numbness was too much. I tried practicing my guitar last night for my next video, and it was like affecting that. I'm like, okay, that's where I draw the line. The point of that is, if you're fearing something, face it head on. Like, you're not, it's just going to stay there longer and longer till you do something about it. Just listen to your body, and the pain, be present with it instead of avoiding it. And ironically, a lot of things will go away when you're present and you make peace with it. But like I was saying before, if you're bedridden or you're briefly injured or even permanently disabled, you have no choice but to sit still. Kind of forces you to be present at that point. Like there's no way to avoid anything. And just practicing presence during that, it strengthens your ability to not let your mind wander off into the past or into the future, what needs to be done or what you didn't do. It forces you to be in the now. So honestly, there are some times where I'm like sick or injured. I'm actually thankful for the pain because it keeps my mind from wandering. Anybody's got anxiety and stuff or depression, they get that. It keeps you focused in a way. Or it's kind of like fasting too. Like you're too focused on being hungry or wanting food to be worrying about any of your problems. So that's another method. Obviously, you don't want to get injured or sick, but if you're healthy, try fasting if you want to get more present and not let strengthen your mind and not let it wander off too far. It works wonders, and honestly, I feel more and more connected to God anytime I fast. Like I don't know, but I've done like 5-day long fasts before, and by day 3 you start feeling euphoric. First couple days, you're burning off all the excessive carbs and sugars and stuff inside you. You start getting a headache, and then after a while your body goes into ketogenic mode where you burn fat, and that's where it starts to get euphoric, and you feel close to God because you have nothing letting your mind wander. So, and that's really the key there is God is presence. Like, God doesn't want you wandering off to somewhere else. The now is the closest you're going to get to God. Also, when you're present, you're able to listen a lot more to anything that he's got to say to you, or anything he wants to get like points across and stuff. Be sure to strive for presence anytime you can. I feel like that truly is the path to happiness. And go hiking too. Just found this trail somewhere in northwestern Arkansas in the Ozarks, and some beautiful land here. Just be close to nature. You get closer to God that way, and you get to enjoy the beauties that he made for us all. Anyways, that's kind of went a little on and off the topic there, but that's about all I got for that subject. Hope you enjoyed this content. If you did, please do like and subscribe to my channel. Helps me get the message across to more and more people. And with that being said, my name is Chris Holacek, and Holla is hollin' out.